Hi, I'm Carolyn. This is my story. When I grew up, my father was always searching for an answer. And so we went to many different denominations. That's what you did on Sunday. You went to church. So we went to Episcopalian and Methodist and Congregationalist and Unitarian, and the name goes on and on. So because of that, I was always searching too, along with him. So that's the way I grew up. Joe was first diagnosed. They said he just had a lungs collapsed, and no problem, we'll just blow it up. Well, of course, it didn't work because it had cancer. And then they said, that's all we can do after about 7 or 8 days, and that's it. That's all we can do. Barbara flew in from Houston and took us on down to MD Anderson, where they kept him alive for another 1.5 years. He was so upbeat all the way along, which meant that I had to be upbeat with him. He was a first one that had gene therapy. It was called gene P53. And he called me one day from Houston, and he said, "Carolyn, pray that I have a defective gene." I said, "Oh, what?" Yeah, if I have a defective gene, then I'll get this protocol agreement. I said, okay. So everybody at the church was praying that Joe had a defective gene. And then a couple of days later, he said, yeah, all right, great, I do have a defective gene. So I get the protocol agreement. And so that kept him alive for quite a while. Well, first of all, I laughed because to be praying for a defective gene, that sounds the wrong way to be praying. Pray for a healthy gene. But that, and just giving you comfort. There were times where you'd be low, but just know that Jesus was there. And that's peace and comfort. He's in charge. We're not. I'm not. Everybody should join a connection group. It's just the best, the best, the best, the best. Bread of Life met, first of all, in my house, in my kitchen, with I think maybe 5 or 6 ladies, and we baked bread, and then we studied God's Word. I prepared the message for each one. We laughed, we cried, we prayed with each other. I would tell everybody that joins any church, you have to find the niche, whatever it might be. And if you can't find one, create one. The fact that I am saved, I know exactly where I'm going, realize what Jesus has done, I mean, you can't help but be joyful.